If you are after an all-around great zoom lens for your Sony camera setup, then there are some really great options out there. And the lens I want to focus on today is definitely one of the most useful lenses I have in my kit. In fact, I would say it's Sony's most underrated zoom lens out there. Initially, I think it's really important to think about what you are shooting the majority of the time, as everybody's use cases are certainly varied. You might be someone who shoots a lot of landscape or architecture kind of stuff, or you might be someone who really focuses mainly on sport and documentaries, where you might want to get in closer to the action and give that immersed feeling to your audience. Each use case is going to require some varied focal lengths. So the main players in the zoom lens field for Sony are going to be the following lenses. You have the Sony 24-70 2.8, the Sony 24-105 f4, and the Sony 20-70 f4, which is one of the newest zoom lenses out there for the Sony system. Now, one of the main lenses you will find people using will be the 24-70 2.8, and this is indeed a great all-around lens for filmmaking, and one which I do actually own. I actually own the Sigma version. I think the wider 20-70 would be ideal for architecture and landscape, especially on a gimbal. And I think the 24-70 and the 24-105 are going to be great all-rounders for your filmmaking and photography. And before we go any further and the tears start rolling and the comments flowing, also while we talk about comments, let me know your favourite lens for filming, and also hit subscribe, as that is super helpful and really supports the channel. Now, like I say, the tears rolling, I don't want that. So yes, there are versions from Sigma and Tamron that will render possible cash savings, but I'm here to talk about focal lengths, so you can apply this to any lens you are looking at. Now, one big player from Tamron, which is going to pop up in the comments, is going to be the 35-180 2.8, which is a great lens and comes in at a massive £1,800 and weighs over a kilogram. Back break arrive. So one of my favourite lenses for my style of filming is the 24-105 f4, and this is without a doubt one of Sony's most underrated and not talked about lenses. This lens is really great for fast moving filming where you require minimal setup time and you can move fast between focal lengths. Being able to go from 24-105 in seconds is a massive benefit for creating interest and varying compositions in your filmmaking. I love filming on primes, but it's the worst when you miss shots because you are fumbling around and looking for lenses and trying to change them. This has never happened to me. One of the great things about the Sony lineup is the low light performance you get from the Sony cameras. And having this ability means a lens with an f4 aperture isn't an issue in low light situations. When you film from 50mm to 105, you get some really amazing compression on the images, and the bokeh is really nice. Sometimes I feel people overlook these f4 lenses because they feel they need that 1.4 or 1.8, and they really rely on it to blur out the background and get that really nice bokeh, when actually seeing the background and the surroundings can really aid in pushing the story along and showing what is actually happening in your film. Now, I'm not going to pixel peep images and show loads of autofocus examples, as with the Sony range of lenses and cameras, you're always going to get solid autofocus and you're always going to get a really nice image. I use mainly manual focus when I'm filming, as it allows me to guide the viewer and be in control of what I want in focus all the time. But I will use autofocus if I need to film interviews and I'm running two cameras. I will be happy knowing that the autofocus is working on both cameras and is locked on. And with this lens, the autofocus works great and you're not going to have a problem. When it comes to image quality, I will say that the 24-105, in my opinion, is a lot softer than the 24-70 and the 20-70, but this is mainly due to the newer optics in these later Sony lenses. I actually like a little softness, and as it removes that heavy digital look from my image, and I'll often use a filter to soften my image when filming anyway. Comparing the 24-105 to the Sigma 24-70 that I own, you can actually see the size comparison of these lenses, and the 24-105 is so compact for the focal length that it offers. When it comes to budget, the 24-70 Mark II comes out at about £2,000, or second hand you can get the first edition model for about 1,300. The 24-105 brand new is £1,000, and second hand you're going to be able to pick one up for about £650, an absolute steal. When it comes to lugging this lens around all day as well, the 24-105 comes in about 660 grams, where the 24-7 comes in at a massive 890 grams. So you can really see if you're using this lens all day, it's pretty lightweight and it's going to be really easy to work with. Now there are some features on the 24-105, and one being the inbuilt image stabilization, which is great if you were using a camera like the FX6. If you are using a newer model of an A7 body like an FX3 or an A7S3, then the stabilization in body in the camera is actually really good, and it's going to rival the actual stabilization in the lens. If you are using an older A7 III or an older A7 body, then having this in-body image stabilization in lens is really going to be useful for you. The lens is also weather sealed. It has a little rubber gasket around the mount, so it's great for outdoor filming, and it's going to be really good if you're going to take this lens on travel. Now there are a few things missing on this lens compared to the newer Sony lenses. There's no aperture ring and there's less customizable buttons on this lens. It would be great if Sony are actually thinking about doing a 24-105 and they add in the new XD motors, the improved optics and aperture ring. I think this lens would be an absolute winner for Sony, and I would definitely be out and purchasing that lens. Now, I think if you are new to the Sony system, I think you can't go wrong with the 24-105. It's going to cover your video and photo needs, and it just offers a great range of focal lengths in one super small package. If you are a seasoned filmmaker, this is without a doubt a lens that I would have in my kit. When you have to move fast and get the shots, you can really rely on this great little lens to deliver what you need. Anyway, drop your comments with your favourite zoom lenses you are using on your Sony cameras, and let me know if you are using the 24-105. How do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. Also hit subscribe, as that is amazing and really supports the channel, and I'm really grateful for that. And that's it for now, but I'll see you on another one soon. Take it easy and have a great week.